So I wanted to share an idea that you may not have considered about why your manifestations or your affirmations may not be working for you. And that stems from nervous system dysregulation. And I would say that that was rooted in, I worked for a long time in inner cities, and I worked with kids who were just like besieged by, gang violence and just like, child protective services and, like poverty. And they were just bombarded by the notion of needing to be in survival, right? And that population, those kids, when you ask them to think about like, what do you want to be when you grow up, or like, what do you want to work on, or what, and I would work with moms, and I'd say, like at the end of, our time together, what would you want to have accomplished? And they would look at me like a deer in the headlights. They'd be like, I can't come up with anything, right? And what I came to realize is that most of them did not see a future. They did not think that they were going to live beyond the next day, the next week, the next year. They had had so much loss that they were like, what is the point of even thinking about the future? Because for the most part, all I see is death and destruction, and things are not going to work out. Plus, I've got to, I'm hungry and I got to feed my belly, like I got to put food in my belly, or I just got to like, pay this next bill. And they only could see in the short term. And so they could not see a year from now or 5 years from now, one, because they did not expect to see the future, and they were like in survival mode. And often when I'm working with my moms, even if they have all of the resources, they are living day to day. They're like, where does the kid have to go to soccer, this, that, where, like they're just kind of living in the moment. They can't see the future. And so it is very hard for them to plan for future, to even conceptualize that they would be regulated, because they are always on edge. And so the exercise that I have them do is that I have them just track right in this moment, like try to find a day, find within your day, 1 minute, 30 seconds where you feel relaxed. Even if it's at the end of the day where you're like, oh, Jesus Christ, like thank God the kids are finally in bed. Just pay attention to that sensation. Notice what it feels like to be relaxed, and then say to yourself, okay, like life is not all bad. This was a good moment. This was not an all bad day. This was a good moment. I appreciated, like I got a new bar of soap, I got a new thing, and just noticing the sensation. And if you can do more of that and string more of that along, you will improve your likelihood of regulating your nervous system and planning for the future.